And I'm not sure that a punch did land.
We'll have to take a look at a replay to see exactly what happened. I didn't see a heavy punch land. It looked as much like a slip as anything else.
Surprisingly, Barrera is much more aggressive than I expected. Normally when he fights southpaws, he's more of a conservative, laid-back counterpuncher.
Hard left hand to the body by Pacquiao. Barrera seems to have come in here with the idea of fighting fire with fire, Manny.
Yes, he's changing. He's making Pacquiao back, something that Pacquiao was not prepared for.
Barrera takes a couple of hard punches right up the middle as Pacquiao lands a 1-2. Marco seems to want to counter the body when Pacquiao goes upstairs. So Pacquiao comes downstairs and goes to the body to set up the left hand upstairs through the guard.
3 of Barrera's last 5 fights have been with southpaws, which means he should be very comfortable in this fight fighting a southpaw.
Well, he's a great technician with brilliant footwork, but already you see that Pacquiao has a reach advantage. Barrera can't seem to counter back accurately when Pacquiao lands over the top. Now Barrera goes with the body, the left hooks. Pacquiao coming upstairs with a left uppercut. Great action in the first round as Pacquiao tries to establish a statement after the knockdown ruling by Lawrence Cole. Hard right hand to the body by Pacquiao. Barrera with a little left hand counter upstairs. Barrera short with a jab. Pacquiao lands his jab. Reach advantage for the Filipino fighter. Barrera seeming to try to step forward and dial the jab in. Staring at Pacquiao's chest. Left hand counter by Barrera. Now he lands the jab. He's closed the distance between the two of them, Emmanuel.
Yes, I'm looking for Pacquiao is trying to find a way to get his straight left hand through the center, but he cannot seem to find the target with Barrera.
When we go to the corners, in Pacquiao's corner, where they might speak Tagalog, our interpreter is Ernie Kalua. In Barrera's corner, where they will speak Spanish, our interpreter is Ray Torres. Good left hand to the body and a left upstairs by Marco Antonio Barrera to punctuate round number 1. A round he has won on the scorecards because of the knockdown ruling by Lawrence Cole. Now we'll look for the replay.
You got to take that, Jorge. Take that. When he comes in and he's going to go underneath, you got to hit him on the top. You throw him on top.
Manny, let's go with the jab, double jab, okay? Yeah. All right, don't let him lead you. Let's back him up with the double jab, you hear me? With the double jab, left hand, okay? All right?
Now let's see what happened on that knockdown. Or was it a knockdown?
A straight left landed by Pacquiao, and when he landed, he twisted his body in an angle where he lost his balance.
It was not a punch.
Definitely not a punch.
Shouldn't have been called a knockdown.
I scored that round 10-9 for Barrera because he got a credit for a knockdown, not the 10-8 that a knockdown usually is.
Yeah, Harold Letterman goes with the 10-8 because it was officially ruled a knockdown. I'm sure that's the point Harold would make. CompuBox numbers in round 1, Barrera 21 out of 59, Pacquiao 15 out of 56. Pacquiao didn't come here expecting to win a decision. Trainer Freddie Roach says, we've got to go in and force Barrera into a war.
Barrera is successfully keeping Pacquiao on the end of that hard jab so far. He's not letting Pacquiao get inside where he can let loose his perhaps faster fists.
Barrera is right now using the jab very effectively, trying to get his range, and I think he's going to shoot the jab at a slow speed and then counter with a fast right hand whenever Pacquiao gets past the jab. But he's using the jab now as pretty much to keep him preoccupied.
Barrera has also begun to block more of Pacquiao's punches upstairs with his gloves. So Barrera making a key tactical move midway through the first round when he stepped forward one step to get into range to land his jab, and since that time, he's been tactically in control.
Tactically in control with the jab, but Pacquiao is trying to take control. Is this going to be a good fight? Because neither guy is going to accept the other guy controlling the fight.
Pacquiao has been getting his left hand in, just like there. He's had 4 or 5 of them, 6 in the last 30 seconds.
Pacquiao strafing Barrera now with 1-2 combinations upstairs, landing his jab and landing 3 left hands behind the jab in that sequence.
And Pacquiao seems to be getting his rhythm going now. Barrera's taking his time, bidding his time, but he's got to get back to using that left jab a lot more. Because if he doesn't, Pacquiao's going to get that rhythm back again and eventually start putting something that's going to get through the gloves eventually.
Even in the middle of all-out wars, Marco Antonio Barrera is an amazingly patient fighter. And they call him, of course, the baby-faced assassin. It'd probably be better to call him the poker-faced assassin. He never shows emotion in the ring. Big combination by Barrera as he catches Pacquiao coming in. Manny comes back with body shots of his own. Hard body shots from Pacquiao.
And at this stage, the career punches for the most part of this round are still being landed by Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao has come out with a determined rally in round 2, trying to get back up on the scorecards after that strange knockdown ruling in round number 1. Mark your calendars for these upcoming shows. Tuesday, November 25. Catch the next Real Sports. Did you ever notice that Tiger Woods is the only African-American golfer on tour? So did Real Sports. And Bryant Gumbel investigates the reasons why. December 6th, World Championship Boxing comes back with a heavyweight doubleheader. Vitaly Klitschko takes on Kirk Johnson. Joe Macy matches up with Monty Barrett. Sports of the 20th Century returns December 10 with Rebels of Oakland, the A's, the Raiders, the 70s. A revealing look at 2 franchises which dominated the headlines as much as the action on the field. Tune in to Inside the NFL, hosted by Bob Costas, Chris Collinsworth, Dan Marino, and Chris Carter for exclusive NFL films, highlights, and unique features.
All right? Deep breath now. Nice.
In the second round, by CompuBox count, Manny Pacquiao threw 100 punches and landed 31 out of 63 power shots. So he used a lot of energy in that round, Emmanuel.
And I thought that Barrera was having real trouble dealing with that straight left hand.
And with Pacquiao's hand speed.
Well, I think the speed and the rhythm that Pacquiao is using now is beginning to bother Barrera a little bit.
Barrera with a little swelling around the left eye. Perhaps the product of Pacquiao's long right jab. Hard left hand, straight on the button by Pacquiao. Down goes Barrera. He's been knocked down 3 times in his career.
There was that
Never this early in a fight.
There was that left hand again. He doesn't see it coming, or he just can't cope with its speed.
Well, Pacquiao's got a little rhythm. He doesn't just come straight in. He goes a little kind of semi-Mike Tyson, in and out, side to side, and then he shoots the right hand straight through the center.
There are probably some in this arena who didn't really know who Manny Pacquiao was or what his chances might be against Marco Antonio Barrera. Now they know as Pacquiao tries to go ahead and finish Barrera right here in the 3rd round. And he's getting reckless, and Barrera takes advantage. What a fight.
Is Barrera prepared to fight this kind of fight at this stage of his career?
He hadn't had one since February 2000. Not like this. Pacquiao is strafing Barrera with left hands. Marco's hanging in now. He's tasted the power, but Manny's having another big round.
Yeah, it's a great round. I don't know if Barrera's going to survive it, but if he does, can survive this round, and Pacquiao runs out of gas a few rounds later, Pacquiao's going to be in trouble. But at this stage right here, everything is great for Pacquiao at this stage right here.
Pacquiao coming right through the right-hand counter. Landed another big left hand. A wobbly Barrera trying to fend him off. That's the most desperate look I've ever seen on Marco Antonio's face.
And Barrera's always been the most vulnerable when he shoots his jab, because he jabs and he pushes it out and leaves a gap straight through the center to get hit with a straight left.
If there's a weakness in Manny Pacquiao's arsenal, it's a tendency to become over-aggressive when he has his man on the defensive. both of his losses early in his career, knockout losses against lesser fighters who caught him when he was going after them.
He's starting to slow down right now, but Barrera is still looking so slow and lethargic. He's not able to even take advantage of the reduction in speed that Pacquiao is showing.
If it weren't for Cole's knockdown ruling in the first round, Barrera may have been down 3 rounds to none at this point, and with a knockdown point for Pacquiao.
Okay, you don't have to slug it out. You don't have to fight with him. Box him. They threw in his load. He shot his load, so it's your turn now. Okay, he's empty now. He shot his load.
Straight left through the center. Perfect punch. It's what Pacquiao's been trying to do all night long. He finally landed it.
Right on the jaw. You're watching, just as Barrera said, he can see himself in Pacquiao, a young, hungry, ambitious little warrior.
A super aggressive fighter. Pacquiao, who had thrown 100 punches in the second round, threw 85 in the third round, landing 34, including 29 power shots. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim. 2-1, 28-27, Manny Pacquiao. On Larry's call of the non-knockdown in the first round, if the referee rules it a knockdown, you got to go 10-8, unless the opponent who got knocked down comes back with a strong rally, at which point it will become 10-9.
I know that's the rule, Harold, but I also think we ought to use common sense, and that if we have the advantage of seeing the replay, we ought to apply some common sense.
Yeah, but Harold's trying to do it the way the official judges would do it, Larry,
right,
which means without the benefit of television replay.
Well, that's where Harold and I sometimes agree to disagree.
Yes, but that means that you're not scoring like an official judge.
Pacquiao seems to have gotten his rhythm back together again. And Barrera seems to just still look a little too slow. Even when he's punching, he doesn't seem to have the speed that he once had.
Well, compared to Pacquiao, he doesn't.
Yeah, the very first round when he came out, Barrera seemingly had speed, but after getting hit with that straight left, seemingly not only has he slowed down a little bit, but it seemed like he's maybe a little too cautious even at this stage.
Barrera's going to have to find a way to use Pacquiao's superior speed and aggression against him. Barrera's going to have to counter to victory tonight if he's going to be able to win.
At this stage, Barrera still looks like he's very vulnerable for that straight left through the center.
And more protective than we've ever seen him, as he's now definitely trying to stay away and not always able to do it. Now Barrera counters back and momentarily stuns Pacquiao with a 1-2. Pacquiao comes back, misses with the right, barely glances with the left. Hard left hand lands for Pacquiao.
Barrera seems to have almost conceded to Pacquiao that he can't stand and go toe-to-toe because of Pacquiao's fast hands. And now he's just trying to beat him with his boxing ability.
He's going to have to find angles.
Larry, I agree with you. It seems like he's conceded. And Pacquiao's got that little rhythm that still is bothering him. And he punches off of that rhythm.
Good uppercut by Barrera. They touch gloves. Freddie Roach, Pacquiao's trainer, said, don't start touching gloves with Marco Antonio Barrera. Don't go in there and treat him like the nice guy and the gentleman that he is.